Oh my gosh. I'm so proud of myself. I am I am logging us on to Instagram so that I can go live on both platforms to get people adjusted to both things. Okay. All right. Let's see if I can do. Okay. I got enough battery to go without the charger. This is what I'll be talking about. I was just live and then it just logged out. I disconnected my charger and it just logged out. But something I did want to talk about is, but also just the work that I'm doing right now. See, again, we're having trouble starting your live. If anyone's coming from Instagram, now you see why I am moving to YouTube, okay? I could have started 2 or 3 times already, but it's having some technical difficulties. But anyways, I just wanted to get into this. I actually just side note, just recently started following Doshi. She is a musical artist. Actually, I didn't realize I was following her. I'm the type of person where I listen to music and someone's like, "Ooh, what's that?" And I will be humming and singing along to every word, whether they're right or wrong. And I don't know the artist name. Terrible, especially with me being an artist. I think it's really important. However, we're getting there because I'm building my own empire. I'm building my own vision and everything. So there's it. There's that. Anyways, back on topic of what I was saying. I just recently started listening to her and I guess she just won a Grammy and for anybody that's like really into mainstream like TV things and stuff that's going on like that, like I don't have a TV, so I see things once they get to the internet, and then there's that if I even entertain that much. But anyway, she won a Grammy, and there was a video where a guy was talking about like how she just like rose overnight or like had this big come up overnight. And long story short, she had a YouTube or has a YouTube account, and she was just on her grind. She was on her flow, doing her thing, sharing her creativity, sharing her stories, kind of sharing a variety of different versions of herself, different parts of herself, which sounds very familiar. And at the end of the day, it's like she knew that she was destined for greatness, but she had gone through all the different obstacles, all the different journeys of, where am I going? What is my next step? These are, kind of really finding her purposes from my understanding what it looked like. And I just think it's so cool because I relate to the story so much because like what I'm doing and how many times I've started a YouTube and the amount of times I've gotten on here and even on Instagram and like been super consistent one year, and I feel like I really fell off in a major transition in my life, which I'll get into someday on this page. Um, but it took me a while to really get to where I am right now. And where I am right now, I am extremely proud of. Like, I don't consider like certain accolades like Grammys to be my marker of achievement. Like for me, my marker of achievement is like waking up at the time that I said I was going to get up, or put sending out that email and following up or applying for that grant. Like those are my markers of achievement and success because I know a version of myself before that wasn't taking that action, right? So anyhow, I just think that it's really cool how you know all that situation is going on with her, but I really got on here to talk about myself. Not even gonna lie. Got on here to talk about myself and just the things that I'm really proud of and the things that I've learned in this journey. Today I accomplished a lot of things. I surprisingly rose up at 3 a.m. and it wasn't like it didn't seem weird. Like it felt like I was supposed to be up. And I just kept going. Like a part of me was like, okay, like you could sleep in or you could get started and get started on your day and like just start working into things. And I remember years ago I used to watch videos of like what it means to be successful or like what time bosses get up. I don't know. Just different videos. I can't even think of the titles right now. But anyways, I would watch those videos and I'm like, damn, y'all get up at 3? Y'all get up at 4? And most of the time I get up at about 5:30. That's like my regular schedule, especially if I get to bed around 8:30. I can get up at 5:30 every day. Um, but some days, like my body will wake me up sooner, earlier than that, and I have a choice. I can choose to sleep in a little bit longer, or I can keep going and just like listen to my biological clock. So I love when I do because I feel like I'm totally connected to spirit. I feel like I am moving in alignment with what my body is calling me to do. And also based off of the lessons from each day. And so something that's like really been working for me since I have transitioned and moving into my own space and really like, you know, advocating for myself, living in this new space of existence is really like it just hits different, right? Like it hits different. I wrote some notes down because I knew that I would like kind of forget my thought. But I said advocating for yourself. It never hurts anyone for you to speak up for yourself. Now, when I read that, I know that that's a huge jump from like where I was talking about with my schedule to that. So in my routine and my schedule, like I really enjoy like writing my intentions, like starting the day with my goals, or even having the opportunity to write down like all of my to-do list, whatever thoughts, ideas, you know, all the stuff that has kind of rolled over from the previous week, just laying it all out and making it visual so that it's not just like crossing my mind and then I'm like, oh shit, I forgot, you know? So that's something I've learned that's helped me. And going after this competition, it's so funny because I just posted on my story like the only competition is me versus me. Like everything else is a distraction, and I feel that wholeheartedly. When I first entered in for this dance icon challenge or contest, I was like, I'm not watching other people's stuff. Like, I'm not gonna be looking at all these other people because at the end of the day, it's just me. Like, it doesn't matter what anyone else is doing because I am creating my reality, right? So it doesn't matter what other people are doing or what other people's posts or anything is saying, like just focus on you. And that was something I had to really ground myself in starting into this because it's so easy to get caught up in the competition. You know, when you watch a show and there's the cooking contest or the whatever ink master, whatever those TV competitions are, and the people start off and they're like, I'm just here, I'm doing my thing, whatever, and they're so like zoned in on what they love and what they're there for and like what they're passionate about, like why they love doing what they're doing. And then like after like the next episode or so, they're like, I gotta beat this person because Stacy is baking her cakes and she's doing it. And like all of a sudden they're like zoned in on like the other person. Like they're no longer focused on like what they're doing or whatever. So I just think that's I think that's so funny. And it's being in a competition can easily have you distracted thinking that you're competing against other people when really it's just you are going against your own best version of yourself and you are putting forth your best for yourself. So today or yesterday, I can't, my days are a little mixed up, but within the last 24 hours, I received a message from Dance Icon and it was choreography. And I have been waiting, like we have been talking about this for the last like I think 14 days or so. And I was like, I don't know. From the beginning, they taught us choreography, and I was like, bet we're doing the dance, we're doing the thing, whatever. And I was so like excited and nervous and kind of stressed out about it, but I went for it and I did it. And so I thought that we were going to be learning dances like every week or something. I didn't know what to expect. We didn't learn any dances. It was all votes. And so I've been in first place. First off, I really think I'd be sleeping on that. Like, how do you even How do you even like not recognize like first place? I'm in first place. I've been in first place from the beginning. I'm in that spot. Like there's no other position for me to be in but right there. And so yes, I've been doing the work. I've been going live. I've been sharing it. I've been hand delivering votes, like showing up for people because my elders in my family, bless their heart, they're like, how do you find the link? Where do I go? How do I get onto this Facebook? Some of them don't even know how to get to Facebook, and I'm like, let me walk you through it. So I'm just. I love it. This whole journey has brought me so much closer to my family, to my community, and it's just really putting me face to face with everyone, not everyone, but with a lot of people that are supporting me, that have supported me, and that are rocking with the growth and elevation that I am rising up into. So I'm just I'm documenting this, like I'm giving myself a shout out. I am proud of myself. I am so excited to just believe in myself and to be here right now, like going for it. So let me tell y'all the backstory because we wanted to tell you all the behind the scenes of what went down. So, anyways, we get this choreography, and I'm like, golly, and it was when I saw it firsthand, I was like, why they do that? Why did it have to be so like syncopated in a way that like didn't feel natural? But then it was musicality wise, it was great. It was just it was different. So I get it and I'm like, okay, I don't know when I'm gonna do it, but let's go for it. So I hear the song on my Instagram and I'm like, oh shit, I need to be learning this dance. Let me drill it. Let me go for it. So I give myself 30 minutes. 30 minutes to learn this dance, pick it up, record it, hit that hoe. And I knew I didn't want to record in the house because I was already recording in the house in my previous video. I haven't gotten any like decoration or structures in the space to like utilize as backdrop. So I was like, I gotta go outside. Like that was that. And I'm huge on privacy too. So I'm not one to be like dancing in front of a building unless it's like, you know, not my safe space. Period. So yeah, I was like, I'm gonna have to go outside. And I learned the dance. Me learning and drilling the dance was such a challenge because I haven't really like had access to dance classes in the past like few years. Like, girl, I was in a rural area. I was living off grid. Like, we were doing something totally different a life ago. You know what I'm saying? And so now I'm like regenerating into this new life, and it's hitting. Okay, like I'm loving it. I'm loving my life. I'm so happy. But with that being said, like I haven't really been like, she's rusty, okay, in my mind, but I'm also pretty fucking great, okay. Let's not talk shit about it. I'm very careful of how I speak about myself. um but anyways, what I was saying was uh I wanted to drill it for 30 minutes, perform it like I'm doing it, and then record it. So I did it, bust my ass. Like I've been working through like the challenges with the cold. We live here in Texas, so one day it's sunny, the next day it's raining, the next day it's freezing, or all in the same day. Yesterday it was warm and felt good. Today it's a freeze warning. Okay? So my body's working through all of those different kinks and clicks and stuff. And that's one thing. That's thing number one that I'm most proud of myself for is to push through, not giving up, like having the self-discipline and determination to get through it, and like working through the videos. The first video, they mirrored it. The second time, they didn't mirror it. So I was like, do I want to go through a rabbit hole of figuring out how to mirror it on my screen on the computer, or do I just want to like suck it up and get it together? Right? Like, girl, just do it. You can do it. Ooh, we have food coming. Um, so yeah, we go outside and it's raining. It's raining outside, and well, it wasn't raining, but it was drizzling. And I'm just like, God dang, why do we gotta be drizzling outside when I need to go dance? And I'm not wearing like a full on cover up because I don't want to wear baggy clothes, right? I wanted to wear something. I wanted to wear what I wore, okay? And so I'm like, look, you've done it before. I used to be in drill team where we would have like those football games and we're in the like short sleeve skirt, and maybe have a little long sleeve something. I'm like, girl, you got this. You done did parades in less clothes than this. Like, we could do this, okay? So I took my ass out there and I pushed through. I went out there in my Jackie blankie and I ran through that dance. The Jackie leg was too damn big because I didn't practice with all that, and I took it off, and we just pushed through. I felt like I was really drilling, but I was like, there's no stopping now. Like, you've already brought your ass out here. We standing outside. Yo, human tripod is ready. Let's go. Like, let's do it. And I did it, and I'm just like, okay, that check. We're gonna celebrate these small wins. We're gonna celebrate these moments, these transitions, every little step of the way. I'm celebrating. I am so grateful. I'm so proud of myself. But before I go, I had some things that I wanted to talk about, that I mentioned earlier, and I know I kind of like detoured because obviously there's a lot of passion in this. So we're working through storyboarding, storytelling, and mapping it all out before I hop on here so that I can most efficiently share the story. I don't know, but I also feel like, okay, let's be real. Like, there's that efficient side, but then there's also the realness of like, I'm talking to y'all like I'm talking to my homegirl, because that's really what it is. And so I don't like to script things too much because I like to keep the authenticity, but I also like to stay on topic too. So we find the balance, okay? So, anyways, advocating for yourself. It never hurts anyone for you to speak up for yourself. That is so powerful. There's so many times this week where I have advocated for myself and my partner, and it makes me feel so good. Like, it is such a drive of confidence and self-esteem and like self-worth, you know what I mean? And I feel like I am on the rise of up coming up and like standing up for myself, because I've encountered many scenarios where maybe I didn't feel capable or worthy of the things that I needed to speak up for. And so so I'm like, I'm learning, and I have learned how to just say like, I'm not really fucking with that, or like, no, I can't do that, or you know this is what it usually is, and how can you work with this? Because I like to find a balance. I'm meeting you where you are, you meet me where I am. This is, I said, speaking up, speaking your truth, and stating your worth. It will let it be known and understood. It gives people a chance to get to know you and who you are. And so, what I mean by that is like, recently I've been getting booked for gigs, and that is totally amazing. Now, I know what the bare minimum is, and I know what the actual price is and what it could go beyond. And without being like, okay, everybody need to pay me the beyond price. Like, I'm just advocating for myself. Like, this is nice, but however, like, I feel that, not even feel that, but just doing the math, this is what the price would be. And just keeping it quite frank, like, not being too greedy, not being greedy at all, just like really asking for what you're worth, asking what you value your work for. And I'm so grateful that I do. I'm so proud of myself, because otherwise, like, I wouldn't know what the potential of what it is that I can actually receive. If I just say, okay, I accept it as it is, and not ask for any changes or adjustments to what's being presented to me, then like, I feel like we just living at the bare minimum, right? That's how I feel from my experiences. I'm grateful to have learned that. Another thing is like, there was a piece of paperwork that needed to be edited, right? Keeping it confidential. There's a piece of paperwork that needed to be edited, and um we were sent to one person. Okay, you need to talk to these people to get it done. Okay, we go talk to these people, and they're like, we can't get it done. I'm like, well, they sent us to you to get it done. So why can't you get it done? And the people are like, oh, well, there's nothing else we can do. And I'm like, I'm sorry. No, I'm not taking that as an answer. There is something you can do because whoever did this to begin with to make it incorrect can correct it. Point blank. There really should be no argument. But they wanted to say they couldn't do anything. And I stood down. Okay, I stood down. They didn't know who they were talking to. So I had to let it be known. And no, I wasn't aggressive. No, I didn't have to cuss at anybody. No, I didn't have to raise my voice, but I was very assertive and very clear that what I'm asking for needs to be done before I leave this building, because otherwise that you're not doing your job, period. Like, so getting a no and kind of getting this like, oh, they're gonna, and not even say what they were gonna do, just leaving me high and dry. Like, Bride's already spent 3 hours in this place, being very patient. And I'm like, okay, I know who to talk to. So I go talk to who I need to talk to. And this woman gives me all the answers. She's like, oh, well, you need to talk to this person. And this is actually the person you need to be in contact with. I said, oh, okay. So I'll go back over to the other place. I need to get this contact information for this person. And that blew everybody out the water. No one ever asked for that person, but I did. And what happened? It got done. It got done before I walked out of that building. And it just felt so good to get shit done. But not even in a sense of like, oh, I told them off. It's really just a sense of like advocating for yourself. For me, it reminds me of something that a friend of mine taught me or shared about standing up for your younger self or standing up for your inner child. Like, you really have to make the space safe for your inner child, because if you grew up and you didn't have someone that advocated for you as a youth, or maybe you did, but you're learning how to do it for yourself, it's important to learn the language, to speak the words, and do it with confidence. You know what I'm saying? And understand the power of that, and understanding, the value of standing up for yourself and advocating for yourself. It's bigger than us, And so this reminds me of like practicing and doula training. A big thing that a lot of women are passionate about is advocating for other women, especially in the birthing place, like advocating for the birthing person. And reason being is because this person is not conscious. They're not available to advocate for themselves, even if they normally do in a conscious state. So there's so many layers to the value of advocating, period, right? And so with that being brought to my attention in the different ways to advocate for other people, I'm like, how do I do that for myself, right? How do I do that for me? And what ways do I need to start implementing this more often? It's really brought me so much grounding and clarity, and also shifted my relationships with some people that have in the past really kind of like walked the fuck over me. And I'm like, okay, like, it wasn't really that they were walking over me. It's just that's what I was allowing to happen. But once I stood up and was like, wait, I need you to go this way. That's not what we're doing. Shit starts to change. And boy, oh boy, it's a whole nother experience. So anyhow, that's all I had to say. I mean, that's not all I had to say. There's so much, but for the most part, that's all I have to say. I am, again, very proud of myself. I'm so excited. Dance Icon is 2 days away from closing the votes for the top 15. I am in first place. I've been in first place from the beginning. And it's up from here. Like, what? I'm just excited to see what's next. The next, after this voting, I believe we're going to Phoenix. And so I'm excited to see what this top 8 situation looks like. So next round is top 15. Right now we're in top 20. Next round is top 15. Then the next round is top 8. And I'm obviously in top 8. I'm already going to Phoenix. I'm ready for them to buy my ticket, okay? I just need to figure out what date it is so I can mark it in my calendar because your girl's getting booked, okay? She's getting booked. Okay. That's another thing that advocating for myself has done for me. I've advocated and said, hey, I can't do this shit for free. And because I said that, someone went out of their way, or maybe in their way, or whatever, but the universe attracted a gig through this person for them to be able to pay me. And I was like, okay, like, thank you for this opportunity. And it's just so cool. Like, I'm just so happy for my life right now. I'm so happy that where I saw myself 5 and 6 years ago, you know, after acquiring my degree, and where I imagined myself teaching and doing all the things, like, I'm doing all the things now. And I feel that I'm right where I'm supposed to be, like, in the most divine timing, no matter how many routes and travels and journeys I had gone on. I think that that was a part of my story. And I'm very happy that I got to live so many dreams in this lifetime. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I've experienced so many lifetimes in this life. And that is an amazing accomplishment. That is a huge success, you know? Some stories I don't even like, I recall them, but like my life feels like a dream sometimes. Like, there's so many different things happening, you know what I mean? And it's not like, it's not overwhelming at all. It's just the reality that a lot has happened. A lot has happened, and there's so many stories to tell. And so I'm so excited to be put in a position to share my story and especially share it with the youth. I am working in a lot of schools this year, which is really cool because you know, the youth is the key. They are the ones that are receptive to the information. They are the ones that are that have an opportunity to do something with the information that we're sharing and expand upon it and keep it alive. And so I'm so thankful to use my voice, to use my gifts, to use my body to share these messages with the world, you know? It's such a the way he snuck up on you, he's like scooting his butt. I guess so. I mean, he didn't go too far. Like, I ain't about to go in the dark. But yes, I'm very happy, and I'm excited to just to post that and to share that now because there's so much more to be happy about. So much more. All right, I'm gonna get off of real this time because I've had a conversation. Okay, I've had a conversation. Bye. Thanks for tuning in.